If you're dealing with extreme inflammatory bowel disease or irritable bowel syndrome and you have no idea what to eat with this sensitive stomach, this training is for you. Today we're going to dive into the top 6 foods you may consider while having a very sensitive stomach and feeling like you're allergic to everything. Where you can't handle beans, you can't handle salads, you can't handle chips, you can't handle any high fibrous or roughage food. This is where we can get an increase in a nutrient absorption and help calm down that inflammatory response while trying to maintain our iron levels, our weight, our electrolytes, and our ability to heal. Let's dive in. Hey guys, my name is Dane Johnson. I'm the CEO and founder of Crohn's Colitis. I'm a naturopath nutritionist specializing in inflammatory bowel disease. Over the last 11 years, I not only healed my own life-threatening experience, but I'm able to help thousands of people around the world find real results dealing with IBD. These are some of the practices that helped me in my healing journey and also helped me help thousands of people around the world. So I want to give you some great tips and recipes today on what you can use when you're dealing with a sensitive stomach with inflammatory bowel disease, IBS, or even undiagnosed IBD. And it doesn't matter if you're dealing with Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, proctitis, lymphocytic colitis, microscopic colitis, IBS, or undiagnosed. These foods are good for the human gut, not an alien gut because we've been diagnosed with a gut disease. So the first thing we want to understand when we're looking at these foods is that all these foods are very nourishing. All these foods are made to be bioavailable. All of these foods are made to be anti-inflammatory. All these foods are going to be easy to break down in the stomach and the small intestine and should be easy for the colon to evacuate. When you have a sensitive stomach, those are the 4 key attributes you're looking from any food. So wherever you go, whether you're at a restaurant, you're grocery shopping, you're looking to make a meal, make sure that the food that you're eating is no seeds, no skins, and make sure you can squish it. Because if you can't squish it, don't eat it. And that will be a common law you can use to support yourself or anyone in your family with any type of IBD, IBS, and having a very sensitive stomach. So number 1 today is going to be mashed sweet potato. Now, sweet potato can be high in anthocyanins or beta-carotene that converts into vitamin A, a very important fat soluble for healing the gut, helping with eye health and overall immune system regulation. Now, sweet potatoes you can have as a purple potato, my favorite, or a yellow potato as a yam, or also known as a sweet potato. And these tend to be lower in lectins and lower in glycemic load, meaning it's got a lower glycemic index. That means it will less likely exacerbate root causes of inflammatory bowel disease, such as small intestine bacteria overgrowth, dysbiosis, candida overgrowth. And all of these issues affect our ability to handle things like prebiotics, carbohydrates, sugars, or certain types of resistant starches. So when we have those, we can break down this food to lower some of those attributes so we're less likely to react to them, hence having a sensitive stomach. So until we heal, this is going to be a great first starter. I personally like a purple potato mashed up and pureed or a sweet potato. Both of them can be high in anthocyanins, a powerful antioxidant to reduce oxidative stress, and they also can be fantastic in healthy, light fiber broken down in this manner for the gut. Second on our list today is going to be peeled and cooked apples with maybe a little bit of cinnamon. Now, if you have any kind of adverse reaction to cinnamon, you don't have to add it. It just tastes really good, and when you can't eat a lot of foods with IBD, it's nice to throw a little flavor in there. Apples are high in certain nutrients and certain types of prebiotics that feed beneficial bacteria. So they can act as a fertilizer for the good bacteria known as bifidobacterium or lactobacillus strains. We need these strains really strong to take back our gut. So any type of light foods that have natural prebiotics in them can be supportive of that, such as apples. Cinnamon that has natural antibacterial and anti-candida effects, which is a common root issue with IBD. It also can help with the gut barrier and reducing inflammation in the body, and it makes it taste great. Next is going to be steamed and peeled carrots. When we're dealing with a sensitive stomach, we want no seeds, no skins. We want to be able to squish it. So any type of vegetable, any kind of food you have, you want to properly prepare it so it's very easy that a 12-month-old baby could eat it. So if you're preparing this for a loved one or yourself, ask yourself, could I give this food to a 12-month-old baby or not? If not, it's not prepared in a way that's going to work best for you. Carrots are also high in beta-carotene. Foods that are orange tend to have this beta-carotene that helps to convert to vitamin A. That's very good for you. They also have a nice balanced amount of sugar. They also taste very good, and they're also low in FODMAP. Foods that are high in FODMAP tend to exacerbate more bloating, more gas, more cramping, which are common issues when you're dealing with inflammatory bowel disease. So wherever we can get low FODMAP foods that are not high in gluten or lectins or oxalates, we know we're more likely to have a great reaction with them. So if you make a little peeled or pureed steamed carrots and throw some extra salt on them. Here's one of my favorite salts I'd love to use on these types of food. You might have a nice little side dish where you can get some prebiotics, you can get some vitamins, and you can get a low FODMAP food less likely to cause a reaction. Next in our list today is going to be chicken bone broth. Now, not to be mistaken with a bone broth made with muscle meat. Here we want to focus on specifically the feet and the back are high in collagen, they're high in glucosamine, and they're high in certain amino acids that help to repair the gut lining. One of the biggest issues with IBD is we can't tolerate food because we had a destroyed gut with broken down villi. We need to repair this gut lining so we can properly absorb food in the jejunum, in the duodenum, and in the ileum of the small intestine. If we can't do that, we're never going to be able to deal with anemia, mineral deficiencies, mitochondria production problems, and other byproducts of having IBD. So if you can make a chicken bone broth and make sure it's high in gelatin, glucosamine, collagen, and amino acids like protein, we're going to see a better type of healing response. A key to this is once you make it, put it in the fridge, and then after the fridge, try to remove some of the impurities and extra fats off the top. This will help lower the histamine response and increase the chance you have a healthy reaction to bone broth. Some of us can't handle the histamine, the fats, or some of the impurities you might find in the broth. Lastly, with the chicken broth, is make sure you don't make it with onion, ginger, or garlic. Although a lot of recipes call for this, they are going to exacerbate the IBD response. If you look below, I've put a recipe for my IBD-friendly chicken bone broth that helped me personally heal when I was sick and housebound for over a year. This is a great one. I think it's going to work for you. Next is going to be slow-cooked ground turkey. Now, ground turkey actually is high in heme iron. Heme iron is a more bioavailable form of iron. That's fantastic when we're dealing with anemia. Anemia, or also unable to make hemoglobin or low in ferritin in our blood, is a common root issue that we deal with inflammatory bowel disease, especially us with ulcerative colitis who have chronic bleeding in the stool. So one of the best ways we can start to support a sensitive gut and deal with anemia is going to be a grounded, slow-cooked turkey. Most people do very well with this, and it also helps us sleep better because turkey is high in tryptophan. Tryptophan is a nice amino acid that helps calm down the brain and helps us sleep better. A lot of us are dealing with sleep issues, dealing with the cramping, the bloating, the waking up to have a bowel movement, and we need that sleep to properly heal. So check out our slow cook grounded turkey recipe to help you be able to get extra sleep, get the heme iron, get the protein and the calories, while also being great on a sensitive stomach. Last but not least is our butternut squash soup. Butternut squash is a root vegetable that's high in certain vitamins, as we see here, and it's also high in other nutrients and other benefits right here. The problem with the butternut squash is if you do have a large amount of small intestine bacteria overgrowth, or you do have a large amount of dysbiosis, if you eat too much of it, you might get excess bloating. But if you just have small amounts of it at a time, it can be a great side dish with your ground turkey, or with the apples, or with the carrots to help you get a healing response. It's one of my favorite side dishes to this day. You can make it with the coconut cream, you can make it with carrots, you can make it with celery and butternut, so you can continue to make it a little stronger, a little healthier, and have it as a pureed side dish that's moderate FODMAP, low in irritation for the gut, and great for a sensitive stomach that tastes fantastic. So today we went over 6 different types of recipes you could use when you have a sensitive stomach to help calm down inflammation, increase nutrient absorption, and give you a sense of confidence of how you can eat more variety of food. To get the breakdown of these recipes, go below and click on the link for recipes, and I'll give you a short little IBD-friendly breakdown of these recipes and how you can use them. If you have any questions, shoot us a message. We'll be happy to get on a call with you and talk about your case and help support you with your own custom nutrition plan for IBD. Happy healing.